Now audio should be fixed. I hope. We'll wait for it to test through you. It might come in a bit loud here, so I'm gonna have to...
Oh, okay.
Let's see how that looks. Hopefully, I'm seeing some wavelength now, so hopefully audio is actually coming through this time. But all we had to do was just fiddle around with some settings and change it so that the phone is the main audio output, not the computer. Because the phone is what's streaming, not the computer. I hear audio. All right, we fixed it.
Oh, nice.
And all it took was brute force.
That's awesome.
I have no way to open these, I just realized. Could you grab me a trusty opening device?
Oh, absolutely.
For safety.
One of these?
Yes. Yeah, one of the small ones. There you go. Letter opener. All right. Woo. This is supposed to be the last Speed Duel set for the time being, as they're on hiatus now.
Oh.
Probably for a long time. I was hoping we'd get to the synchro era, because that would be fun, but
Yeah.
beggars can't be choosers. We at least have stuff. I'm just happy we have audio finally. I feel bad because the crossover breakers one was pretty cool, but we might do like a second one if we have to. It'd still be fun.
Absolutely.
But we'll go ahead and open these three, and then we'll just go through each one. We'll do the usual route of going in depth with the first box, and then explaining skill cards, what we got, character decks, etc. And then we'll use the other two to kind of really crack them open and just kind of collect our other copies. As usual, there'll be little secret rares. Those we'll do at the final, at the very end. Final. Some pretty cool stuff here.
Yeah.
Oh geez, almost.
I know.
Not practicing proper letter opening safety. If you want to put that one back,
That
should
sounds
be okay.
good.
There we go. Got it. Very nice. Boop. Oh, cool. Ah! Secrets. A lot of decks here. What's that? Hey, what is that? Oh, just a... Alright, we got a bunch of decks here. Does it say what we get? Yami Yugi, Seto Kaiba, Joey Wheeler, Yami Merrick, Yami Bakura, Shizu Ishtar, Odeon, and My Valentine. It gives you a description of what the deck is, along with a skill that really works well with them. So, Yugi's is Slife of the Sky Dragon and Face Card Knights, using Sky God Revelation. Kaiba is Obelisk the Tormentor and Blue Eyes White Dragon with Executive Privilege. Joey Wheeler just says Warriors with Battle City Slugger. Yami Merrick is just the Winged Dragon of Ra with Advent of Ra. Yami Bakura is Destiny Board with Fear of the Dark. Interesting. Shizu Ishtar has Earth Fairy and Gravekeepers with the skill As I Predicted. Odeon is Trap Monsters with Royal Temple of the Kings. Probably get a little bit of Circuit support in there. And then My Valentine is Harpy and Amazoness with Tribal Unity. So you could probably make 2 decks out of that. Alright, we'll open these 2. Try not to reveal the secret cards. Why did they put them face up? I already saw it. I saw one of them was super cool. It's not nice. Alright. We'll go through these in order. Starting with, of course, the Pharaoh. Very good. If you want to pull up the stream on your phone.
Oh, okay.
That way we can interact with chat in real time. Sky God Revelation, when level 10 monster with question mark attack is normal summoned to your field. Each player draws until they have 6 cards in their hand, so to really boost up Slifer. Once per turn during the main phase, activate one of these skills. Reveal Slifer in the hand to place it on the bottom of the deck to draw 1 card. Or once per duel, discard 1 card to then add Slifer from deck to hand. Interesting. Ever Faithful Companions. Opponent, if only your opponent controls a monster, special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from hand. Once per duel, while you control a monster whose original name is one of those, add a Dark Magician or card that mentions them from deck to... Ooh, that's nice. I do want to make a Dark Magician deck in Speed Duel. That would be kind of cool. We do have some decent support. Got the King's Knight, Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, Joker's Knight, Imperial Bower, Arcana Triumph Joker, Big Shield Gardna, Obnoxious Celtic Guard, Breaker the Magical Warrior, Magic Karibo, Dark Magician Girl, Swords Revealing Light, Monster Reborn, Thunder Speed Summon, Spell Shattering Arrow, Joker's Wild, Court of Cards, Quaking Mirror Force, Dust Tornado. Ooh, here's the YuGiOh one. I know there is some... Arcana has a bunch of cards from the previous Speed Duels Battle City set, so I might build a Dark Magician deck out of that. See what kind of cards we have in the pool, but should be some decent stuff. Fear of the Dark. Well, Dark Necrofear is on the field, Destiny board, and Spirit Message cards you control are unaffected by opponent's card effects. Spirit Message monster will be placed on the field with Destiny board. You can special summon it as a normal monster. A level 1 Dark Fiend with 0 attack and defense. Instead, can't be targeted from attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking directly. Once per turn, reveal a Spirit Message in the hand to place on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. Very cool. Obviously, with Speed Duel sets being very limited in space, converting your message cards into monsters is probably the best way to do this. Malevolence of the Millennium Ring. Say that 5 times fast. Once per turn, if you control a Fiend monster, activate one of these skills, but you can only use each of these skills once per duel. Foolish Burial a Fiend, then lose life points equal to its original level times 200. Discard a Fiend to lose life points equal to its level times 200, and then draw 1 card. So a nice way to fill up the grave for Dark Necrofear. I actually have a copy of one of these, like the regular sets. This thing is pretty cool. Dark Ruler Hades, also had this guy. This is pretty nice. Very menacing, very cool. Invader of Darkness, locks you out of quick plays, very nice. Doom Caliber Knight, this is pretty cool. Can't be special summon when a monster effect is activated. Tribute this face-up card to negate and destroy. It's a mandatory effect, but still pretty impressive for back in the day. Snipe Hunter, this guy's pretty cool. Very cool in Duel Links. The classical Sangan. Fiendish Rhino Warrior, nice Foolish Burial target. Winged Minion. Give a nice little boost to your fiends. Jowls of Dark Demise. Flip target monster opponent controls. Gain control of it until the end phase. It can attack your opponent directly this turn. That's kind of cool. Doomdog Octhros. Send from field to grave. Add a level 8 fiend from deck to hand. I know in Duel Links a lot of people would search Lava Golem through that. Fusion Devourer. Very nice. Knight Assailant. Oh, it's like Sangan. This one is after the errata. Very terrifying. Destiny board and all your spirit messages. Very nice. Nice way to get a nice win condition. Doom Spirit's Mastery, or Dark Spirits. Discard a card to add a Destiny board or level 8 fiend from deck or graveyard to hand. Banish it from grave, except the turn it was sent there. Place any number of Destiny board and or spirit messages with different names from hand or graveyard on the bottom of the deck. And then draw the same number of cards. That's pretty cool. Spiritualism. Oh, nice way to bounce back spells and traps. Can't be negated. Ooh, Premature Burial. That's very nice. Foolish Burial. Offerings to the Doom. Especially if you're doing all this draw power, you don't really need a draw phase. Sentence of Doom. Target any number of fiend monsters that are banished or in the graveyard, up to the number of Destiny board and spirit messages you control. Add them to the hand. Send this card from the spell and trap zone to the grave to place a spirit message from hand, deck, or grave in the spell and trap zone as if it was placed there by Destiny board. Very nice. And then Zoma the Spirit. Very cool. Very nice. We may have to make a spirit deck, or a spirit message, spirit board deck out of that. That's very interesting. Kind of started, yeah, placing some of these. Separate them by duelist. All right, onto the Kaiba one. We have Executive Privilege. Obelisk the Tormentor can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. That's horrifying. And then similar to kind of the Yugi one, reveal an Obelisk the Tormentor and a Blue Eyes White Dragon in the hand, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, draw 2, or discard a card to grab an Obelisk the Tormentor. This is a nice little searcher, it works with your deck. Symbol of Pride, there's a lot of text here. During the main phase, tribute Summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon by tributing a tribute summon monster in addition to your normal summoner set. Discard a spell to apply one of these skills. We only use each of these once per duel. Draw a Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroy a monster opponent controls. And Blue Eyes White Dragons can't attack this turn, so a nice burst stream of destruction. Or Confusion summon an ultimate dragon using monster from hand or field. It's unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of this turn. That's terrifying. I think I have a copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in the Speed Duel printing, so that'll be pretty cool. 3 of the... I think this is the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon arts for that. For the Blue Eyes King of D, comes Lord of D while in the field. It's normal summon, discard a spell or trap to add one of the either Flute of Summoning Dragon, Melody of Awakening Dragon, or Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Death Feral Imp recovers from your graveyard. La Jin and the Ancient Lamp. XYZ for that Union support, enemy controller, Shrink. Union Hanger, Flute of Summoning, Revival Rhapsody, Trade-In, Union Scramble, Loop of Destruction, Shadow Spell, Vigilance, XXY, XZ. Very nice. I might build a little Speed Duel Union deck. I feel like you can make some good stuff out of that. Shizu, as I predicted, during your draw phase and conducting your normal draw, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add one to hand, send the other to the graveyard, skip your next battle phase. Only you need 15 or more cards in the graveyard to activate Exchange of the Spirit. If you have 15 more cards in your graveyard, you can banish one Exchange of the Spirit to activate this effect. Interesting. Keeper of the Valley, once per duel, discard a card to add a spell or trap that mentions Necro Valley from graveyard to hand. Apply the following skill. Your graveyard is unaffected by Necro Valley. Very cool. Mudora, the Sword Oracle. Cataclysmic Crusted Calcivita. Face up Earth monsters, destroy by battle or card effects, special summon it from the hand. Summon monster from the deck to grave. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Agido, Kelvek, Mudora, Keldo, Kelvek, okay. Zolga, used to run Zolga. Hey, Air Knight Parshath. Gravekeeper's Commandant, Spy, Descendant, Recruiter, Oracle. Necro Valley, Drag Down to Grave, Banishing Shield, your Spirit, Gravekeeper's Trap, Wall of Disruption, Rite of Spirit, and Blast held by Tribute. Very nice, make a little mini Gravekeeper's deck out of that, or a little Earth Fairies deck. Probably using Necro Valley as well, potentially. We'll go for the, I see a Duke Devlin skill. Probably goes with all the die roll stuff. Very nice. See Me Rolling, that's a Chameleonaire reference. Once per duel, you can add one card with an effect that requires a die roll from deck to hand. Place one card from the hand on the bottom of the deck. Also apply the skill once per turn. When you roll a die for a card or effect, you may re-roll that result once. Battle City Bestie, which is the greatest skill ever. Take no battle damage during your turn. During your end phase, your opponent activates a card or effect this turn, draw one card. That's pretty nice. Even the odds. Add one card from deck to hand, then place one card from deck on the bottom, from hand on the bottom of the deck. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Noah's Ark. Ha 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 ha. Mm-hmm. That's a very... I don't like that face he's making. Once per duel, you can add a Shinato, King of a Higher Plane, or Shinato's Ark from deck to hand. Place one card from hand on the bottom of the deck. Apply the following skills. Once per turn, you control level 5 or higher Spirit Monster, or Shinato, King of Higher Plane. You can add a Spirit Monster from graveyard to hand. During your turn, you can normal summon a Spirit with the same original name as a monster that was normal summoned during your previous turn, in addition to your normal summon this turn. You get Shinato, King of a Higher Plane. Standard tribute stuff. It destroys the opponent's defense position monster by battle and sends it to the grave. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack. Shinato's Ark, used for that summon. Hinu Kago Suchi. Very cool. I like this guy, but wait, do we have... I don't see it. I was hoping for Yamata Dragon. I'm greedy. Cannot be special summoned as spirits are. They bounce back to the hand. Inflicts battle damage to your opponent. They discard their entire hand during the draw phase of the next turn before the player even draws. Otohime. Return. When it's normal summon to flip face up, target a face up monster your opponent controls, change its battle position. Asura Priest can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Sword of Kusanagi. Equip only to a spear monster. Attacks defense position monster. Gives it piercing. Equip monster is return to the hand, sent to the graveyard. Return this card back to the hand. Magician's Valkyria. Very nice. Witch of the Black Forest. Very nice with Sangan. Fire Sorcerer. Shining Angel. Angel 01. Good for those tributes. Guiding Light. Nightmare Penguin. Ooh, Injection Fairy Lily. Very cool. I might throw that into the Dark Magician deck. Mystic Tomato, good little recruiter. Spirit Reaper. Thunderball, that's an interesting one. Good for traps. Ooh, they do have Orgoth the Relentless. I was wondering about that. Flying Kamakiri, more recruiters. Primaterial Dragon. Ooh, Mobius the Frost Monarch. Tribe Infecting Virus, very nice. King of the Swamp. Ooh, they do have Melody of Awakening Dragon. Breakthrough Skill. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Oh, there is a Blue Eyes Ultimate. And of course, Maxi. It is legal in Speed Duels and Master Duel and the OCG. I believe it's semi-limited there, but quick effect. Send this card from hand to grave. This turn, each time your opponent special summons a monster, immediately draw one card. This is banned in the TCG, for better or for worse. But we also have Mulkarmis, which are basically the modern-day equivalent of Maxi. All right, on to Battle City Slugger. This is for Joey. All warrior monsters control gain 100 attack each from each warrior monster you control. Once per turn during the main phase, activate one of these skills. Reveal a Guilford the Lightning, Insect Queen, Jinzo, or the Legendary Fisherman in the hand. Place them on the bottom of the deck, draw one card. Or once per duel, you can discard one card to add a Guilford the Lightning from deck to hand. Then you contribute summon a warrior in addition to normal summon or set. Guilford the Lightning has a really nice effect. If you tribute 3 monsters for its summon, you can blow up your opponent's field. Sorry, I stomped on your foot there. It's broken! Red Eyes Inferno. Tribute summon a Red Eyes Black Dragon for 1 less tribute for each monster your opponent controls. So if your opponent has 2, you can just normal summon. That's cool. I like that. Discard a spell to apply one of these skills, but you can only use each of these skills once per duel. Control Red Eyes Black Dragon. Burn your opponent for 800. Red Eyes Black Dragon control cannot declare an attack this turn. Fusion summon a fusion monster that mentions Red Eyes Black Dragon's material from hand or field. And if you do, it can't be stripped by your opponent's card effects until the end of this turn. That's nice. I like that. Speaking of which, oh, you're good. There's Guilford the Lightning. Tribute 3 monsters for the tribute summon. Destroy all monsters. Not cards, but just monsters, which is fine. Also can do Total Defense Shogun. Normal flip summon, change its defense position. Attacks while in defense position. Apply its attack for damage calculation. So very similar to your Super Heavy Samurais. This guy's kind of ahead of his time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's only a 1 tribute. Not bad. Jinzo. Very cool. I might do a warrior deck for Joey. Absolute Crusader. For level 5 or higher monsters, special summon, tribute this face-up card, destroy that level 5 or higher. Ooh, I like that. Blue Flame Swordsman, once per turn during the battle phase. Target one other warrior monster control. This card loses 600 attack, but gives that monster 600 attack. Possession is destroyed by opponent's card and sent to the graveyard. Banish this card from the graveyard to target a fire warrior in the graveyard and special summon it. Valkyrian Knight. Monster opponent controls cannot attack warriors except Valkyrian Knight. Once destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, banish this card, 1 warrior from the grave. Target a level 5 or higher warrior monster in the grave and special summon it. Penguin Soldier for those flips. DD Warrior for the banish. Invader of Throne. Flip target monster opponent control. Switch control of it with this card. Can't be activated during the battle phase, so if it gets flip summoned then, won't go off. Commander Knight. All warrior monster control. Gain 400 attack. If you control another warrior monster. Oh, if you control another monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. Used to run this card back in the day. Gearfried the Iron Knight. Very cool. Sol and Luna. Interesting. It's a bit of a newer card. Target monster you control 1 your opponent controls. Change it to face down defense position, or if it's face down, change it to face up defense position. Nice way to get those effects going. It's also quick play. So good, almost Invader of Throne control shenanigans going on there. Fissure. Reinforcement of the army. United we stand. Fusion sword Murasame blade. Trap hole of spikes. Fairy box. Floodgate trap hole. Kunai with chain. Blast with chain. That's a nice little combo with Gearfried. You can blow it up by equipping with blast with chain, or the chain blows up and then you blow up a card your opponent controls. And I also think it does some burn damage too. No, it does not. I'm thinking of something else. All right, now we're on to Odeon. Royal Temple of the Kings. Royal Temple of the Kings is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Mystical Beast of Serket cannot be destroyed by its own effect once per turn. You can pay 500 life points this turn. You can activate a continuous trap with an effect that special summons the monster. Special summons itself as a monster the turn it was set. That's a lot. That's pretty good. You can also do Desert's Peril. Twice per duel, flip all monsters you control the face down and shuffle them into your main monster zone. You can change the battle position of one monster control. Okay, so it kind of shuffles them around, but pretty cool. Beast of Serket. Do not control Temple of the Kings. Destroy this card. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with it. And if it destroys a monster by battle, it gets 500 attack. Guardian Sphinx. Change the face defense position. If it's flip summoned, return all monster opponent controls to the hand. End of Anubis. All cards and effects that target card in your grave, in the grave, or activate in the grave are negated. Gravekeeper's Guard. Swarm of Centipedes. Flip face up. Target one other monster on the field. Change it to face up attack position or face down defense position. And also once per turn, you can flip it face down. Swarm of Scarabs. If it's flip summoned, target a monster opponent controls, destroy it. Swarm of Locusts. If it's flip summoned, target and destroy a spell or trap. Deslocota. If it's flip summoned, draw one card. Mirage of Nightmare. It's a little terrifying. That's actually pretty good for Bakura. That'd be pretty nice to fill the grave with fiends. Double Snare. Target one card on the field as an effect that negates trap effects. Destroy it. More Swords. Mystical Space Typhoon. Book of Moon. Embodiment of Apophis. We got 2. Tiki Curse. Tiki Soul. Ordeal of a Traveler. Waboku. Judgment of Anubis. And Curse of Anubis. So a lot of Anubis. A lot of Apophis. A lot of Tikis. Very nice. Onto the Merrick. We have Advent of Ra. Tribute summoned Winged Dragon of Ra. Its original attack and defense become the combined attack and defense of the monsters tributed for its summon. And then similar to the Yugi and Kaiba ones, place either the Winged Dragon of Ra from the hand onto the bottom of the deck to draw one card, or discard one card to then add said Winged Dragon of Ra from deck to hand. Pulling the strings. Once per turn, give control of one face-up monster you control to your opponent. If you do, it cannot be attributed once per duel during your opponent's end phase. Destroy one monster opponent controls that you own, and if you do, burn them for 500 damage. For the rest of this duel, you take no damage from cards you own. I'm sensing some Lava Golem shenanigans there. Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. Must be special summoned by its own effect. If the Winged Dragon of Ra is sent from field or grave while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Cards in effect cannot be activated in response to its effect activation. It's unaffected by other card effects. Pay 1,000 life points to summon one monster on the field to the graveyard. Once per turn during the end phase, send this card to the graveyard. Special summon a Winged Dragon of Ra Spear Mode from hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions. Speaking of which, here is the Winged Dragon of Ra Spear Mode. Cannot be special summoned. Requires 3 tributes from either side of the field to normal summon to that side of the field. Cannot be normal Seft. Then shift control of this card to the owner. Shift to this card's owner during the end phase of the next turn. Cannot attack. Your opponent cannot target it for attacks or by card effects. You can tribute this card to special summon a Winged Dragon of Ra from hand or deck, ignoring summon conditions. And if you do, its attack and defense become 4,000. Holding Arms. Oh, we don't have... Isn't there Holding Legs as well? Machiora the Destructor. Very cool. Lord Poison. Very nice. Also Lacunga. Get yourself some tokens. Granadora. Lava Golem. Very nice. Revival Jam. Reactor Slime. Dark Geroid. New Doria. Nice little Merrick cards. Very nice. Monster Reborn. Millennium Revelation. We're still getting audio. Okay, we are. Very good. I was worried for a second. Just had to make sure. Millennium Revelation. You can send a Divine Beast from hand to the graveyard to add a Monster Reborn from deck or graveyard to hand. Send this face-up card to the graveyard this turn. You can special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from the graveyard with Monster Reborn. Ignoring summoning conditions, and during the end phase of this turn activated, you must send it, the Winged Dragon of Ra you control that was special summoned with Monster Reborn, to the graveyard. Woo! Return control of all monsters on the field to their owners. Remove Trap. Malevolent Catastrophe. Hidden Soldiers. Sakuretsu Armor. Used to love that in Duel Links. Use it with Dragoonities. Nightmare Wheel. Metal Reflector Slime. Tribal Unity. Harpy monsters are also treated as Amazoness monsters, and vice versa, while they're on the field or graveyard. Ooh, interesting. Once per duel, discard a monster to make one Harpy or Amazoness control gain attack equal to the level of the discarded monster times 200. Harpy's Kaleidoscope. Harpy Lady Sisters cannot be destroyed by your opponent's monster or trap effects, and they gain the following effect. During the main phase, you can place 2 Wind Wing Beasts from graveyard onto the bottom of the deck in any order. Target a monster opponent controls, bounce it back to the hand. That's pretty nice. Harpy's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire Blast. Basically, Harpy's Pet Dragon with a special summon condition. Harpy Dancer, bounce a wind you control back to the hand to normal summon a wind monster for that Harpy's Hunting Ground effect. Harpy Queen, you can discard it to grab that Harpy's Hunting Ground. Harpy Channeler, nice way to grab your Harpies from deck. Harpy Lady 1 for that attack boost. Harpy Lady 2 to negate flip monsters. Cyber Harpy Lady, it's also Harpy Ladies. Harpy Lady Sisters, Elegant Egotist, summon Amazoness Princess. Also treats itself as Amazoness Queen. I used to love rocking Chainmaster, that's pretty nice. Swordswoman, nice way to reflect damage. Amazoness Queen, helps you protect from battle. Hysteric Sign, adds Elegant Egotist. Also add up to 3 Harpy Ladies from with different names for each other from deck to hand. You only use 1 effect per turn, but still, that's pretty awesome. Elegant Egotist, nice little emergency teleport. Harpy's Hunting Ground, pop your spell and traps. It is mandatory though, so be careful. Fighting Spirit, Hysteric Party, Amazoness Onslaught, Mirror Wall, the classic Windstorm of Atiqua. Woo! Alright, that was a lot of cards. How are we doing? Alright, 26 minutes. Go ahead and grab our decks. We won't open them all. We'll just kind of get them in a pile here because it is going to take a while to get them all organized. I'll probably send you home with that extra cardboard.
Thank you very much.
Ugh. So much talk of cards, but still have stuff to do. We do have one more deck profile to get that worked on, so just a little heads up. There will be another deck profile coming in. It's going to be more of like a base template. It's a Punk Gold Pride deck, another collaboration with Dark Magician Dude. That one just kind of utilizes a lot of the main first wave of support for each deck, so stuff like Eradicator, Eliminator, and the new Punk cards that have come out aren't included, but feel free to kind of splash those in. It was more of just a nice baseline jumping off point, but do have some fun little tech choices I threw in there as well to make it interesting. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably have that out by next Friday. So that'll be the plan of attack there. And then we have a couple of remote duel replays. Get those uploaded as well. So stay tuned for a couple regular uploads coming back. And then we'll probably try and do some speed duel decks. That'll be the plan of attack. All right. So the moment we're all here for. Obviously a bunch of cards also printed into secrets. Speed duel secrets, for those not in the know, are pretty awesome. They look incredible. So let's see what we got here. They're also big. It usually be like 4 or 5, but this time there's like 10. So they're really going out with a bang. All right, we got, Winged Dragon of Ra, the original. That looks so cool. Obelisk the Tormentor. Slifer the Sky Dragon. I wonder if they're giving you all 3 of them. Mudora the Sword Oracle. Lava Golem, very nice. Necro Valley, okay, that looks really cool as a secret. That looks nice. Definitely have to do a Gravekeeper's deck. Doom Caliber Knight, this also looks pretty cool. Mobius the Frost Monarch, might have to do a tribute deck as well. Is that no, it's an Aqua, it's not a warrior. Dark Magician, very cool. Harpy Queen, very nice. Dark Necrofear, very good. And I saw this one, Gravekeeper Spy, because they show you the top card of the pack, which is fine. But still, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely we'll break out the sleeves later and get those all sleeved up. Definitely start working on some Speed Duel decks. Let us know down below which ones you want to see first. I obviously have a couple in mind that I wanted to do, like a Warrior Tribute for Joey with Guilford, Gravekeepers for Shizu, that kind of stuff. I had in mind a face card one with Slifer and the Triumph Joker, but again, if there's a specific Speed Duel one you want to see, we'll try and blast it out from this set. And also we're going to start using other sets. I know I've been pretty limited just using ones from the set, but we're basically going to deconstruct, is the word I'm looking for, all the Speed Duel decks we have and then kind of create more stronger ones, integrating each set. So that'll be fun to see, so stay tuned for that. Another Winged Dragon of Ra. I'm guessing these two are the God cards. Yeah, Slifer and Obelisk. Very good. And this will probably be the unique stuff. Spirit Reaper. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Another Lava Golem. Amazoness Princess. That's very cool. Swords are revealing light. Oh, okay, that looks really cool. That's nice. That's pretty cool. Ooh, check this puppy out. Guilford the Lightning in its shiny glory. That's really cool. Tribe Infecting Virus. I kind of want to make use of this too, like some control decks. That'd be interesting to see. Dark Magician. Necro Valley. And Dark Magician Girl. Very cool. Alright. Final pack here of the secret upgrades. I believe Max C is also a secret rare. That's what people have been going for, is the Speed Duel secret printing. Which, thankfully, Max C is a little bit more cheaper now. It used to be like 20 bucks a copy. I did get one. I can't remember from what set, but I did get a copy. I think it was Storm of Ragnarok. I'd have to double check, but I do have one just for the sake of having it. It's pretty cool. Winged Dragon of Ra. Obelisk the Tormentor. But you can get a playset by getting 3 boxes. It's like the Sky Dragon. Or if you get lucky and pull a couple secret printings as well. Another Necro Valley. I think we have a full playset at that point. That's really cool. Ooh, Blue Eyes White Dragon. That looks really nice. Ooh, Asura Priest. Might have to do a spirit deck too. I'm getting ideas. Harpy Queen. Very cool. Oh, Shinado, King of a Higher Plane. Okay, well, we are doing the spirit deck then. We're also using Shinado. Dark Magician Girl. Spirit Reaper. I'll try and incorporate him some, maybe in like a Bakura deck. Joker's Knight. And then finally, the Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. That looks awesome. That is so cool. Oh man, this is so nice. All right, so, whew, that'll do it for today's Speed Duel box break. As mentioned before, Speed Duel sets have gone on hiatus, so a bit tragic. Not sure if we'll see them again, but at the very least, we did go out on a bang. Definitely going to do a lot more Speed Duel stuff. If you want to see more Speed Duel set deck profiles in addition to the TCG ones, let us know and let us know which ones you want to see. We'll try and get those going, but I have a ton of ideas. I'm going to start working with some people that I know that are big into Speed Duel to help out, so stay tuned for some collabs. Stay tuned for some deck profiles. We'll get those going. Punk Gold Pride with Dark Magician Dude premieres next Friday. Stay tuned for that. Get the popcorn ready, and we'll get some remote duel replays in the meantime as well. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time.